Good afternoon. I keep saying good morning to people.
How are you, sir? I'll just get a really good accountant to take care of that for me.
Good evening, everyone. It is 5 o'clock on November the 4th, Election Day. Hope all of you voted today and exercised your right. At this time, I will call the pre-council meeting for the Perry City Council for Tuesday, November the 4th, 2025 to order. We do have a quorum this evening. Item 3 on our agenda are citizens with input. Is there anyone here this evening that would like to address mayor and council at this time? Do you have anything to say, Chief?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Item 4 are items for review and discussion. Item 4A is the discussion of the November the 4th, 2025 council meeting agenda. I will call your attention to that agenda at this time. Items 1, 2, and 3 are standard items. Would somebody like to render the invocation? Mr. Peterson? And Dr. Albritton? Thank you, gentlemen. Items 4 will be citizens with input relative to the agenda. Item 5 will be recognitions and presentations. 5A is the introduction of new firefighters to our fire department. Chief Parker?
Yes, sir. 2 of those will be here tonight. Firefighter Neesmith had a event come up that he had to go to, so he will not be here, but Buchanan and Brady will both be here tonight to be introduced.
Is it Brady or Bearden?
Brady Bearden, yes, sir.
Okay, got it. All right. We will look forward to meeting them. Thank you. Item 5B is a special events application. 5B1 is the Ministerial Association's request for Christmas at the Crossroads on December the 7th, 2025 from 5 to 7:30. Ms. Wharton?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So it's the time of the year again to plan for the Ministerial Association's request for Christmas at the Crossroads. They are proposing street closures from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. on Sunday, December the 7th, for the event to be held on the City Hall lawn. The street closures will be the 800 block of Carroll Street and Ball Street between Commerce and Main Street. The only city services they're requesting is the use of the property, street closures, and support from the police department, and then public works support in the placement of the stage on the lawn. So there was no negative feedback from any departments when we sent it around.
Okay. Questions, council members? Seems like the same program we consistently offer each holiday season. So. Item 6 will be a public hearing. The purpose of the public hearing is to provide any interested parties with the opportunity to express their views and concerns in accordance with OCGA Section 3666-4. Item 6A is a special exception. It's SUSE 0155-2025. The applicant is Crystal R. Bateman, requesting a special exception to allow fitness instructions as a residential business. The property is located at 42 Willow Moss Way. Ms. Carson?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, sir. As stated, this is a special exception request to allow a residential business. Fitness. She will offer one-on-one fitness coaching services for senior residents in a portion of the home as the residential business. The full report will be read during the council meeting. There was no negative feedback from residents during the Planning Commission meeting. Ms. Bateman is a veteran, and she is looking to, a disabled veteran, and looking to offer this service in the Perry area. This is near the Mossy Creek Middle School and surrounded on all sides by R2. Planning Commission did recommend approval as submitted.
Questions, council? Thank you, Ms. Carson.
Yes, sir.
6B is a rezoning request. It's RZNE 0171-2025. The applicant is the City of Perry, requesting rezoning of various City of Perry owned properties to GU government use. The properties are located at 808 Carroll Street, 1502 Houston Lake Road, 1504 Houston Lake Road, 1506 Houston Lake Road, and 531 General Courtney Hodges Boulevard.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, sir. As stated, this is a rezoning request for the parcels that you've identified. The request originated because we were looking at the signage requirements for the new Creekwood Park entrance, and we realized that the proposed sign exceeds what is allowed under the current zoning designation of neighborhood mixed use, but it would meet the requirements of the GU governmental use zoning designation. So we decided that we would take this opportunity to rezone some other parcels that have been either acquired by the city or have historically been used for municipal purposes, and go ahead and rezone all of those parcels as GU. So that includes the building that we are in, which is zone C3 downtown, downtown commercial, central business, sorry. And then some parcels on Houston Lake Road that were strategically acquired via the nuisance abatement process. And the full report will be read at the time of the meeting. There was some feedback from residents in Oldfield and Hilltop. They were concerned about what the planned use of the parcels along Houston Lake Road would be. And outside of that, there was no other feedback, and the Planning Commission recommended approval as submitted.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Questions, council? Yes.
Ms. Carson, looking at the parcel at 531 General Courtney Hodges Boulevard, do we own that parcel also that's between the access and the parcel next to what used to be Suez? That's not us, is it?
No, sir.
Okay.
The Loudermilk Group owns that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Other questions? Thank you, Ms. Carson.
You're welcome.
Item 6C is a text amendment. It's text 0172, 2025. The applicant is the City of Perry requesting a text amendment to the Land Management Ordinance to amend 4-1.1 Table of Uses in the C3 zoning district. Mr. Duffy?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. So this land management ordinance text amendment proposal originated through a discussion in which community development staff were invited to the Downtown Development Authority board meeting earlier this year, in which the C3 use table was reviewed. We went line by line through the use table to discuss potential uses that might come forward in the future. There are currently no proposals in the queue that would fit either of the 4 categories we're proposing to add. Those 4 categories are number 1, college or university; number 2, outdoor entertainment, all uses; number 3, convention and exhibition facility; and number 4, artisan production establishment. Based on feedback from the DDA and the recommendation from Planning Commission, the proposal is to allow those as potential uses in the C3 district by special exception. So any proposals that were to come forward potentially in the future for either of those 4 categories would be subject to the special exception review process. Be happy to answer any questions.
Council, about adding these 4 uses in the C3 district?
Just to clarify that, and I obviously don't see it listed here, but a data center would not be among those listed.
Correct.
Very good. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Other questions? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Duffy. Item 7 will be the review of the minutes Item 8 is unfinished business. 8A is an ordinance for the second reading and adoption. 8A1 is the second reading of an ordinance to amend the city code section 18-5 speed limit restrictions relative to increasing the speed on a portion of Elko Road from 35 miles an hour to 45 miles an hour. Chief?
Yes, sir. Mayor and council, as we've spoken before, the section of Elko Road between Larry Walker and South Perry Parkway is currently 35. There's no major driveways off of that or entrances to businesses off of that roadway. The average speed is around 45 to 47 miles per hour. So we're requesting to adopt the speed limit that begins now currently at the south limits of Perry to 45 all the way to Larry Walker Parkway.
Questions, council members? Thank you, Chief. Item 9 is any unfinished business. We'll go through that with each of you. Item 10 will be new business. 10A will be matters referred from the November the 3rd, 2025 work session. I don't have anything. Do you, Mr. Smith?
No, sir.
Okay. And then November the 4th pre-council meeting. Item 10B will be special exception application 0155-2025, and that's the in-home fitness request. Item 10C is the ordinance for the first reading and introduction. Again, this is the ordinance rezoning the city of Perry properties as outlined earlier. Item 10C2 will also be the first reading of a text amendment to the land management ordinance relative to amending 4-1.1 table of uses for the C3 zoning district. Item 10D are resolutions for consideration and adoption. 10D1 is a resolution accepting donation of property from Buckeye Holding Incorporated and Greystone Homeowners Association of Perry Incorporated. Ms. Newby?
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor and Council, your standard practice is to accept the donation of properties by resolution. And so at your last meeting, you actually voted to accept this pond property as green space subject to the conditions that were outlined in Mr. Smith's memo. And so this resolution just follows our standard process of accepting by resolution the property that you had already discussed to accept as green space from the developer, which is Buckeye Holdings, as well as there's a small strip of that property that had previously been conveyed to the actual HOA. And so this resolution provides for them to also convey that little strip that they have to the city. So it would be consistent with what you had approved based on Mr. Smith's memo.
Questions, council members? Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Newby. Item 10D2 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute and deliver a lease supplement and other related documents for the leasing of a fire apparatus. Mr. Worthington.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor and Council, you all may recall that back on July 18th of 2023, you all approved the purchase of a new fire apparatus. This is a Pierce pumper in the amount of $795,946. Although that was 30 months ago, we are the apparatus is finally almost delivered. It should be here within a couple of weeks for the fire department to put into use. Following our standard practice, we will need to lease that piece of equipment through our standard GMA lease process. The terms of the lease that we were quoted was 5.62% over a 10-year period. So the supplement before you is a resolution to allow us to lease that pumper through the GMA lease. Funding for this would ultimately be the general fund.
As I understand it, help me with this, but we actually pay for the vehicle
That's
itself,
correct.
and then we turn right around and lease it or provide the title to GMA, and they lease it back to us to spread our cost over 10 years rather than eating our capital.
That's correct, yes, sir.
Okay. And at the end of the 10 years, it's our property. It's not it's a lease purchase, so we go through the 10 years of a lease purchase agreement and then it becomes ours.
That's correct, yes, sir.
Okay. Other questions, council members? Yes.
So you said, Mayor, we purchased that vehicle,
Yeah, we'll have to pay for it.
and then
They reimburse us.
okay. But at the end of 10 years, it's ours.
It's ours, yeah. It's
Thank
a lease purchase over a 10-year period, spreading those payments out rather than just eating up your capital on million-dollar pieces of equipment.
Thank you. Thanks.
10E is a motion to affirm Resolution 2025-60 to amend the City of Perry fee schedule relative to cemetery plots. Mr. Smith?
Thank you, Mayor. Once again, we are discussing the sale of plots at Woodlawn Cemetery. What you have before you this evening is a resolution affirming your decision to A, sell plots at Woodlawn Cemetery, and then B, amend the fee schedule to allow the sale of those plots. When you last voted on this, there was a just simple clerical formatting issue that had to be corrected. In the correction process, the structure, I guess, of the fee schedule changed. So we wanted to bring that back to you all just to affirm because it was a change in the fee schedule.
Okay. Questions, council?
Just to add, so it's not changing the fee at all.
Yeah.
The way what Mr. Smith was explaining is the fee schedule document itself is a bit non-user friendly. And so we're currently working on that, but when we went to insert the actual fee where it needed to be listed, there were some formatting changes that needed to happen. So this is just affirming that clerical change to list it in the proper category in the fee schedule.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Item 10F is amendment number 2 to the landscape agreement with Dixie Lawn and Landscaping Incorporated. Ms. White?
Yes, thank you. This is the second amendment, like it says, to add 8 different properties to our existing contract with Dixie. 2 are retention ponds. One is the ground storage tank facility at Jack Links, and then the CID building on North Side, and a few parks. And so this is an increase of $39,300 from the existing Amendment 1 total cost for the year.
Questions, council members? Okay, thank you, Ms. White. Item 10G is the Orlo social media agreement. Ms. Clark?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight I'm here to present for your consideration the approval of a new contract with Orlo, which would handle both our social media management and our archiving. Over the past several months, we have currently been transitioning from our Perry Points texting service over to Houston Alerts for the platform for our text messaging alerts. This transition actually opens up an opportunity for us to streamline our social media archiving process as well. So currently, we've been using PageFreezer as our archiving vendor for the over 6 years. So by moving forward with Orlo, not only can we consolidate social media management, but we can also put the archiving, which is required by the Open Records Law, into this new vendor, therefore consolidating our vendors within the communication office. So by consolidating this, it actually means that we would be saving about $3,000 in our budget currently. So the funds from the Orlo contract would come from the already allocated budget from CityBot, which is Perry Points, making this a cost-effective and streamlined solutions for the 9 social media accounts that we currently manage. Happy to answer any questions. And this is pending city attorney review.
Questions, council?
I have a question, Mayor, just related to this. I know when the last Boyle advisory went out, there was concern, especially about old elderly people not getting the message or how we can best communicate that to them. Will this, help with that, or what are we doing to address that in general?
Sure. So whenever something like that happens, we we collaborate with the House and County Emergency Management Agency, which has platforms such as iPause and formerly Code Red Houston Alerts that allow a better utilization of resources, such as with our stuff. Our platforms, they have to opt in. When an emergency situation happens, iPause and things that the county handles actually sends out notifications from phone lines, landlines, things like that to help with the notifications. That was done during the boil water advisory as well. So social media is only a very small tool of what we use for any type of emergency or public notification system. So this will help as far as kind of consolidating our social media where we can see it all instead of going to different platforms. Like I said, we currently manage 9 social media platforms for the city right now. So this will help consolidate it all into one content management system where we can keep better track of it. So it will help as far as public notification, but to your point, as far as any type of emergency, that's where our collaboration with the Houston County Emergency Management Agency comes in.
And people have to opt in to that?
Not to iPause with the EMA, no, sir.
Okay, so they get an alert on their phone.
Correct, and they also are able to geofence and do a lot of things that we are unable to do at this point.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
On the $3,000, that's one-time saving, or how do that operate? You said we'll be able to save $3,000.
Correct. That will be moving forward, yes, sir. Because the archiving with Page Freezer alone was $3,000 a year. So Orlo actually provides archiving to us for free, or as part of our management system contract.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions? Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 10H is letter of credit availability and cost. Mr. McMurray?
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor and Council, in your packet, you have a mitigation bank credit quote from the Wilkinson Oconee. This is for our A. Harris wastewater treatment facility and the effluent line out to the Big Indian Creek. So our environmental scientist has assessed the site and determined there are some credits required for wetland and for stream. Those totals come to $150,720. This, from my understanding, Mitchell, may correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's already included in our GMP. So this is really just a formality to let you know that these credits have been established and the approval to proceed with acquiring the credits needed to move forward with our project.
Okay. Questions, council members? Just another required part of finishing up A. Harris our wastewater treatment plant out there, required by government requirements to do this. So. All right, questions? Very good. Items 11 through 17 are standard items. Council members, do you have any questions or concerns about the agenda as it has been presented this evening? Thank you. Yes, go right ahead.
The 3 firefighters that are coming on board, did we have 3 to retire or leave?
Yes, sir. It's vacancies that we're filling. It's not new positions, correct?
But did people just leave or did they retire?
They pretty much just resigned or left.
Gotcha.
Other questions? Item 5 are council member items. Mr. Jones, Dr. Albritton, Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes, sir. Chief Everidge, I was approached by a resident of, I forget the street, Wingfield Way, behind Matt Arthur Elementary, and he asks that as he's coming out of his subdivision to turn left on 127, come toward Perry, drivers more times than not coming off of Moody Road to turn right to come to Perry are not yielding. As the drivers come off of Wingfield Way and make their left, drivers are just, several times he's had to wait for drivers coming off of Moody Road, and they clearly have the yield. So he asked if we could take a look at that situation there. Thank you.
Mr. Peterson? Reverend King?
one thought, I know we had talked about the statue here in the yard was moving. I know you said we're waiting on the finishing of the new road into Creekwood. Is that where we at?
No, sir. The plan is still to move the monument.
Right.
The monument and its shifting is separate from what's happening at the Creekwood Park entrance. Currently, Ms. White and her team are finalizing the designs for Legacy Park Phase 2. And included in that phase, we'll have a area for the monument to be placed permanently in a place of prominence. And then you all will be able to decide what you may or may not want to do with the lawn moving forward. So it is still in the plan. And I don't know if we have a time frame relative to when you all will receive back the final design on Legacy Park.
I think it's super close. Like they were just wrapping up, finalizing the documents for permit. So probably in the next month.
Okay.
Substantive progress.
Thank you.
I think we ought to put a skateboard park out there in the corner, don't you? Downtown skateboard park. Mr. Smith, do you have anything for us this evening? Ms. Newby? Okay, thank you. There's no executive session required this evening. Is there anything else that needs to come before this body this evening before we adjourn till 6 o'clock? Hearing none at this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn our pre-council meeting at this time.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, please indicate by raising your right hand. Thank you very much. We stand adjourned till 6 o'clock. You don't think that's a good idea? Put a skateboard park out there?
45 years